Guys, welcome back to Ian's Allotment Diaries. My name's Ian, and today I'm going to be sowing my peas. This is the variety I'm going to be sowing today, early onward. I sowed these last year, got a really good crop, so I'm going to go with these again, and hopefully we'll do as well this year as we did last year. Now the way I did it last year was I'd watched a few YouTube channels and I used some old guttering. This guttering was left on the allotment when I took over last year, so it doesn't have any end caps unfortunately, but it'll still do the job. I just make sure I don't fill it right to the end. So this is the method I used last year. It worked really well, so I'm hoping to just do it again this year. Now it's as simple as a bag of multi-purpose compost, which is here, and I just fill the old guttering with the multi-purpose compost. I don't sieve this, because as you can imagine the pea is essentially the seed, and a pea is quite a big seed, so it doesn't need to be sieved like a lot of the other stuff that we sow with the smaller seeds and the more delicate seedlings. With peas you can pretty much go straight in. I mean, you could even just go straight into the ground outside and sow outdoors, but I chose to do it this way last year and it worked really well for me. Sow them in here, keep them in the greenhouse for a number of weeks, give them a good head start, and then I plant them out once they're about 6 to 8 inches tall, and as I say, that worked really well for me last year. So it's just a matter of filling up the guttering. Now, what I'll do, so this video doesn't drag on, I'll just do the one for now, just to show you how I do it, and then I'll do the second one. I'll do the second one later on once the video's finished. Now I hope that you guys are all doing well out there. After Storm Dudley and Storm Eunice came rattling through last week, there's been some damage on our site to a number of greenhouses, but I think we were quite lucky where we're based. We're just in northern England, from Lancashire towards the west coast, and it seems that Storm Dudley was centred slightly to the north of us, and Storm Eunice was centred slightly to the south of us, so we kind of missed the worst of it, which was really lucky. So we did get some really high winds, but nothing like some of the winds that some people around the country have experienced. So my best wishes go out to you guys who really did get hit and who suffered quite a lot of damage. As I say, we were relatively fortunate here, so whilst we had some damage, it was generally minor. So what I tend to do, I just firm this in. Now if you're wondering what this is, it's not a garden tool, it's a grouting float for when you're tiling. I did a bit of tiling at home last year, bought the float, and then we've got no more tiling to do, and I thought it works really well for damping down my compost and my soil, and as you can see it absolutely fits perfectly into the guttering. So just tamp that down a bit. And then all I do, couldn't be simpler actually, this job. All I do then is I get an implement, it could be a dibber, I just use the end of a Sharpie, and I do a diagonal pattern up and down the length of the guttering, just zigzagging it, so each station where I'm going to drop in a pea is about 2 inches from the other one. I put plenty in. Like most things, you kind of overseed to allow for any that don't germinate. I mean, you could just use your finger, a knuckle, anything you like to do this, but I just like to use the Sharpie pen because it's there. I have it to hand. As I say, they're about 2 inches apart in a zigzag pattern. Give themselves plenty of space. Now this guttering I've got, some people do this method, well, a lot of people do this method also, and they'll drill out some drainage holes in the bottom of the guttering. I didn't do that last year because I can't get to the plot every single day, so I don't want this to dry out. I can only really get here at weekends, so I didn't drill any drainage holes, just so it could retain the moisture through the week when I'm not here, especially in warm weather. As I say, so we give this a head start in the greenhouse, put the peas in, sow them. I'll put a little top layer of compost on top of these peas, and then I leave them in here until they get to about 6 to 8 inches. Now, as you can see, the peas, that one there was an escapea. There are the peas, so I just drop one in each station. The Sharpie pen's a lovely size, so these drop straight in. I don't have to push them down. They drop straight in like that. And then I can either just close over the hole or drop a little bit more compost on top. So they just drop straight in. Hope you can see that there. Hope it's showing well on the camera. Oh, big thanks to some of the other YouTube gardeners who've sent me best wishes on starting my channel. It seems to be a really friendly community, so a big thanks to them for welcoming me as warmly as they have, and also a big thanks to everybody who has subscribed or liked any of the videos. As I say, I'm a relatively new, well, not new gardener. I've always had a garden at home, but when it comes to growing veggies and stuff like that, this is relatively new. I've had the plot 1 year. Last year was my first growing year. And I've become obsessed with watching YouTube gardening videos, which is why I've started my own, because I just can't get enough of them. And I fly through them, and then I'm searching out, looking for more. And when I can't get down to the allotment, because of bad weather or work commitments, I tend to get my fix watching other people on their allotments, and now I get a little bit of a fix in being able to put the videos together when I can't get down here doing the work. I would imagine in the summer the videos will dry up slightly because I'll be exceptionally busy, and nothing takes the place of actually being on the plot and getting the work done. So there we have it. That guttering is filled now with peas, and I'll put my gloves back on, and I'll just drop in a little bit of compost on top of the stations. That's put it on, spread it out, and then what I'll do then, I'll take this outside and I'll give it a really good water, and then I'll let it drain slightly, settle down. So if there's any runoff out of the edges, I'll let that happen outside. And then what I'll do is I'll bring this back in. I'll do the other one and bring them both back in, and then these, they don't, at this time, this time of year when you've just sown them, peas, just like any seed, they don't need light, they just need warmth to kickstart that germination. So I'll bring these in here, and then I'll just sit them on a shelf underneath this table, where they get adequate warmth. They're safe from the mice, because that's what you tend to have to watch. When they start coming through, the mice like to get up, and if they were outside, you'd probably have to protect them, not only from the mice but from the birds, because when them pea shoots come through, as we all know, pea shoots are lovely and sweet, and everybody likes them, not just us, but the mice and the birds like them as well. So in here, underneath that table, we've got adequate protection from any pests, and it's nice and warm as we move into the back end of February, and that will give the peas a really great head start, ready for later on in the season when they go out in the ground. Now, one of my dogs has come in and has decided to have a mooch about and trip me up. Haven't you, Dot? Hey? Hey, Dotty? You okay? Okay, so that's that one done. I'll damp that down again with my trusty grouting float. Now I'll fill this right to the very top, but once I water it, that level will drop slightly, and there'll be more than enough compost in there to get good germination and to feed the pea seeds. So, as I say, the ones I've sown today are called Early Onward. Now, it says here, when you look at the guides, with these guides, always take a good look at these guides, because you don't have to be an expert gardener as long as you stick to what's said on the back of these. You know, these are designed so you get the best results from the seeds that you buy. So on the back of this particular variety of pea can be sown outdoors February, March, April. So what I'll be doing is, this one's nice and early, we're in mid-Feb, we'll get these on the go, and then towards April time, these will probably go outside in the beds, and then I may sow a second lot, so we've got some succession sowing in the guttering again, or even direct outside, so we've got plenty of peas for the year. And these are great for, we've only just finished eating these, they're great for, once you've podded them, you can just freeze them instantly, and they freeze really well. It locks in all of the flavour, and then you can just take them out and use them whenever you want. As I say, we've only just ran out of our peas, so I'm hoping this year to do some succession sowing, which I didn't do last year, in order so that we've got more peas throughout the entire year, and hopefully we'll still have some this time next year when I'm sowing the next. Now the wind's starting to get up a little bit, so I think you might be just starting to wobble. So at that point, I'll stop the video here, finish the second guttering, take them outside, give them a really good watering, and then I'll come back in and show you how it looks, and then that'll probably be my video for the day. So I'll see you in a moment. Right, welcome back. The allotment site's starting to liven up now. A few people are coming. Right, I've watered my peas in my guttering. I'm going to bring them back in now, get the label in, get them under the table, and that'll be them sown for the season. So you just bear with me one sec. I'll bring them in and put my labels on. Right, there's another little tip. When it comes to labelling up, I'll tend to put the I'll put the date on the month, but I don't bother with the year, because we kind of know what year we're in, and then it saves you constantly buying new labels, because you can use it again next year. And not only that, it also gives you a date that you sowed it last year, and if it was successful, you can reuse it and then use it as a sowing guide as to when it's done. So this last year was the 20th of February. Okay, today's date, ironically, is the 20th of February. Now that wasn't planned, that was just that's just turned out that way. So I'll put last year's label into this year's sowing. Save on the labels, save on plastic. We all want to do that if we can. So what I'll do now is I'll put this underneath this table, and then I'll bring the other one in and I'll do the same with that. So this goes, hopefully, I may have to do it from the end. So there we go, like this. It's a little bit awkward, but just an ideal location for them. So that now just sits under there on that ledge. I'll bring the other one in. As I say, it'll get all the warmth it needs for good germination and all the protection it needs from any pests, mice, sparrows, birds, whatever. So that's it. That's my early onward peas sown for the year. As I say, I'll probably succession sow, and then 2 or 3 months time do another one once they go out into the plot. So that's it, and that's the end of this video. I hope you found it useful. If you've enjoyed the video or any of the other videos, please consider subscribing. That'll give me some encouragement to do more videos. If you like the videos, press like and a notification bell so it gives you an update of when I've got a new video out. And take care of yourselves. Bye for now.